So, today we are gonna talk about something more specific, which means that we're gonna read an Psychology Today article. I don't know which article it's gonna be. We are gonna find one though, and then we're gonna do something, and we're gonna talk about something. Maybe we should actually put a bit more effort into what I'm doing here. How effective forecasting can influence your future self. Well, I have changed my mind. Let's go through some Reddit things because as I often say, gotta be honest, I think that really often I get something out of it. So, my grandma is getting worse and worse every day, and I know her death is coming. I know death is inevitable. I'm using Stoicism to help me with this, but it is really hard. If I may, I believe I can share a strategy with you. Surely it is hard to remain rational on such a human thing that death is. When you feel bad about what is happening and some negative thoughts make their way in your mind, it can help you to think about the reason why you are experiencing them. Giving them a reason to exist will help you manage the situation better. Let's remember, Stoicism isn't about not feeling anything, which, by the way, is something that apparently people think it is. Stoicism is about not being driven by feelings. For example, let's suppose you're feeling overwhelmingly sad because of the idea of your grandmother passing away. It may help to make the following reasoning process. Why are you feeling this way? What does this feeling say about your relationship with her? An answer may be that you enjoyed the company of your grandma and to make a conversation with her, just for example. In that case, you may think that statement and realize you have and had great conversations with her, and that's the reason of your feeling. Now, instead of being sad about not being able to make new conversations, never tell yourself you have to or should, to feel honored and proud of having such meaningful conversations with her, or of having had as well. This way, you will steer your emotions on a more manageable route. Of course, you may need some time and consistency to really make the technique work. You can do that with every reason you have to feel sad about what's happening. Sweet advice. I often hate how Stoic advice is rational but extremely hard to put into practice. Yeah. I don't know, sometimes it can feel a bit, how should I say, cold-ish, if this makes any sense. An unbiased account of Israel, Palestine, which is probably pronounced just so extremely incorrect, and conflict between the two. In terms of books, by the way, not necessarily opinion there. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for Friday, for summer, for someone to fall in love with. For someone to fall in love with you, for a life. Happiness is achieved when you stop waiting for it and make the most of the moment you're in now. Which certainly is the truth. A lot of people are waiting for something to happen, which per se is just wrong. Let's just enjoy the time that we're having, even if it's just a regular ass fucking day, as I'm having today. But I very recently have been quite enjoying my days. Even though I may not have been the most time effective and efficient and whatever person, but I have figured out that I just needed some balance. I was actually pretty unhappy and I didn't really like my days. They felt really off and I felt, I essentially did the same every single day, which isn't a bad thing at all. But when you're doing something every single day and you really do not seem to enjoy your day, at least not fully, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why? You know? Why would you be doing that? What's the benefit of that? There is no benefit in that. And so I thought, well, what can I do? What can I do with my time? Which was actually also something like I had quite some time and I made time. You know, I made time for myself. I made time for doing certain other things. And I actually ended up watching a ton of series and also, very recently playing games. I do, though, still do all the things that I want to do. I work out. I eat the way that I want to eat. I have the podcast. I just do all the things. I just maybe don't do unnecessary work, work that maybe is supposed to make my day easier tomorrow, even though it doesn't, because I'm still going to do the exact same thing tomorrow as well, which means that I just don't have more time tomorrow just because I'm doing more work today. And so I created, the habit of playing certain games that I enjoy, that do take time. And actually every day I'm searching for new things to play, new things to put a bit time in, not money. Very important for me. Not money. I'm not gonna pay for anything. Don't care about that. And it's also mainly games that how should I say, like, time plays a role in them, not in all of them, but I really consciously try to be active and productive anyways. I just don't want to waste my time, don't want to waste my days, even though yesterday, for example, and also today, I had the feeling of actually doing so, that I'm wasting time, and something that I absolutely hate when I'm having that feeling. And then I consciously make myself think about the things that I am supposed to be doing and I should be doing, but I just don't do for whatever fucking reason, which are just these things that, we all have these things that we should be doing, and so on and so forth, but we always procrastinate, even if it is some really small things, as it is actually for me. Maybe today would be tidying up my room because it looks like shit in here. Besides that, I need to get some legal stuff done quiet, and also get a vaccination and some other shit done with the doctors. But I thought about doing it, but I ended up not doing so. But I should. Maybe I'm gonna do the legal thing tomorrow and do that then, since I need to get a document. And maybe I should do it. No, not gonna do it today. I don't know. Like, life is not about working all the time. Life is not about just like putting out as much work as you can, and just if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. But I would say that people and you and me and whatnot appreciate more than one thing and want to do more than one thing. I certainly want to do more than one thing, and more than working and just, create time for the things that I've always liked. And this just has been playing games. I've always played games and I've always enjoyed that. And so I'm going to keep doing so. Anyway, let's see what I can find. Today I learned that a company called Twitter had its most active stock trading day in its history 5 years after it went out of business, after traders mistook their stock for that of Twitter, causing the price of the defunct company's shares to rise 1,000%. That's just some fucked up shit. But I yeah. I just thought about, like, am I dumb, or is it indeed, like, not Twitter, but a tweeter? Like TWEETER. Well, anyway. Landed a job as a line cook. My goal is to become a head chef one day. Would love some help. I do wonder what people are saying about that. Any general culinary advice would also be appreciated. Ex-chef here for you, mate. Working under pressure? This comes with experience. Once you've been through enough seas of tickets, you'll be immune. I highly recommend loosening up and finding humor in ridiculous situations in kitchens. At the end of the day, when you're taking your jacket off, it will be your choice whether the stressful situations leave you juggling with the mates or fuming and burned out. Confidence. It is not your job to know every inch of every plate and be 2 steps ahead. That is why there is a hierarchy. A head chef, sous chef, kitchen manager. If you communicate everything is under control when it isn't, then the chef won't know where to allocate resources or make changes. Learn to take a step back, analyze the situation, and communicate accurately. A good chef will help you guide you through errors and allocate resources to help when a session gets overrun, blah, 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 blah. Sous chef here at a busy restaurant can confirm all of this. That's amazing. Also, it is not always easy for everyone to do, but I recommend learning a place top down, then moving to a new kitchen with a new type of cuisine. Every kitchen will teach you new things while your core skills get honed and refined. Staying in one place gets you up the hierarchy eventually, but there's so many types of cuisine, prep methods, flavors. Having a huge and refined palate is a skill for a lifetime. Hope some of this helps you out. Best of luck with your kitchen journey. Cheers. Thank you, chef. Finding humor isn't something I hadn't considered before, but it makes sense. Whenever there's a lull, we usually crack jokes with each other and it's pretty lighthearted. But finding that balance between working as hard as I can and not taking myself so seriously during rush hours is something I will work on. Working in a kitchen drained the life out of me, but it honestly depends who you work with and if your team supports each other. There will be a lot of ups and downs, and that usually depends on who you're working with. My number one advice is not let people push you around and know your worth. Salt your food, but not too much. It will make it better. I'll give you some great culinary advice. Quit now, and if you're really passionate, learn it at home. I didn't say they wouldn't get better, they absolutely would. My advice is just not to become a cook in the first place. It's a tough and low-paying job that I spent too long doing it, and this is the same advice I give anyone asking about becoming a chef. You can also become an amazing chef at home. You don't need to go through the pain of the profession. If you really want to be a good chef, go for it, but with your heavy equipment experience, you can find a much higher paying job with more room to advance and blah, 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 blah. Gonna see you next time. Bye-bye.